Hi, Charmaine. Thank you very
Hey,
much.
Tony.
Thanks very much for hopping on the phone, on the camera, and having an interview with me.
No problem. And my absolute pleasure.
So you're heading towards Gympie at the moment. Whereabouts are you now?
We're currently at Rockhampton. We did a show last night at the Pilbeam Theatre. Good show. And today I'm just having a bit of a day off to get some early voting in and then go and have some lunch. So it's good to have downtime.
Well, look, I want to let everyone know that you're coming to Gympie, and you're coming on the 18th, which is actually election day or voting day.
Yeah, so that's why I have to get it done early, but I'm actually happy about that. So, yes.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
everyone will be going through and past the Civic Centre through to the voting, which is the senior sits next door. So everyone's it's going to be a very busy Civic Centre on the day of your arrival.
oh
And
my God, I didn't even realise that, but it should be okay by the time we have the show.
well, I thought maybe they would come to the show because you'd be able to tell people who won, couldn't you?
I know who I want to win.
Okay, so I've got some questions here, and you've been coming to the Civic Centre for about, was it 4 years in a row, or will this be the fifth
Yeah,
year?
a fair while. Yeah, I missed out a couple of years because of the accommodation problems we had there. Unfortunately, we travel with our dogs. So sometimes the reason we miss out town is because we just can't get good accommodation. And Gympie doesn't have much there, unfortunately. So, yeah, but basically I've been coming to Gympie on and off since 2005, in actual fact.
Yes, I remember. And you always have a full house. I think the Gympie loves having you, and I love having you.
Yeah, no, it's really, and my auntie used to live there as well. Well, she passed away a couple of years ago now, my auntie Valmay. So she was the one who got me up there in the first place, and always very proud. And I used to go to her house and do some readings for her friends. I do a show, and then we do readings as well. I don't do that anymore. And she was always very rapt to have me there and everything else like that. But unfortunately, we lost her a couple of years back, so that stopped me coming there for a while. But I'm back this year, yeah, looking forward to coming back. To be honest
Well,
with you.
I love selling tickets for you because I often say to people, it's great with Charmaine because she doesn't have to ring up and ask how many tickets that have been sold because she knows already.
Oh, I do. I have my ways.
But that's not what you do, is it? You're not a fortune teller. You can't tell the future, can you?
No, I don't do predictions or future readings or anything like that. And there's a very good reason for that. For the first thing, why I don't do future readings is because, quite frankly, mediumship, psychic work is not an exact science. So if I was to be a future reader and I was to give somebody bad information about their future, that means I've been responsible for dealing some grief to these people. That means that I've been responsible for interfering in their life. So that is the major reason I refuse to do any future readings whatsoever. As a medium, when I do a reading, I'm either right or I'm wrong. There's no in between. You either do have a dad in spirit named Jack, or you don't have a dad in spirit named Jack, and that's it, full stop. And he was either a train driver or he wasn't, So those are the things that's why I like mediumship, because it's instant validation. It makes people understand immediately that there's no way I could have that information. So therefore, there's got to be someone giving it to me. And it gives a lot of peace when people who've been grieving someone so heavily, and the peace that you see in their eye. You've seen it at the shows, when everybody walks out a little bit fluffed up on air, don't they?
Yes.
It doesn't even matter if they got a reading or not. So I love that energy that we bring to the shows.
Well, that brings me to the next question, is that, what do you say to the skeptics that say, oh, this doesn't work, and why are we bringing up these memories? And I remember you saying once that they are good memories, memories of people past.
Yes. Skeptics, why would we bring... skeptics are a funny one, They're type of being led to believe in a certain way, either because of religion, because they've had a bad experience with someone, perhaps another psychic or medium, and so they get very, very negative about it. And a lot of people, and especially skeptics, I think, a lot of people fear death. And I think that skeptics have spent their whole life telling themselves that when they pass, it's just going to be nothing. But if someone comes along and can alter that perception, it really challenges their beliefs and or tries to alter that perception. What do I say to them? Last week, I did a little bit of a spot on Mackay radio station. And when I went back to their page, I saw that all these people were asking me different questions. And one man said to me, he says, "How do you sleep at night?" And I said, "I sleep very well." And he said, "But you're taking advantage of the grieving." And I said, "No, I'm not taking advantage of them, because they don't have to come to me unless they want to." I said, "But one thing about what I do is that I not only sleep well at night because I know I'm doing the right thing, but I help other people sleep at night too." And it's the truth. And he can either believe that or not. And it doesn't matter. And he said, "Well, you're making money out of this." And I said, "Well, quite frankly," I said, "I could do it for free and live on the dole." I said, "But either way, I'm going to do it." I said, "So, I said, I've got such a huge demand for what I do. I would be crazy to sit at home and do nothing."
Well, that's right. You call it your gift. And
it is.
I want to talk about your TV ad that's going out. Maybe it's hitting the TV stations right now, I think, this week. And,
finally.
Yes, that's right. And I just wanted to say, we'll show that in a minute there on this video. But it was about a competition, and you were the one. And I thought that must have been very grueling. I mean, how do you compete? I mean, how would you compare yourself? How do they judge? It seems like a very difficult thing.
In 2008, Australian television went on a search for the most gifted psychic in the nation. They found the one.
I'm Charmain Wilson. I'll be in your town soon.
It was actually an extraordinary challenge, to be honest with you. I was pushed to my limits of psychic ability, which I really enjoyed. Someone challenging me, "Can you do this?" "I don't know. Let's have a go." So we had to try all these different things, and I was actually quite pleased with the way that I went, to be honest with you, because I think my favourite one out of that was that we had to give a piece of jewellery back to an audience member, and there was 150 audience members in every taping of the show. And they gave us a tray, and on the tray was 21 items from different audience members. And we all had to have a turn. There were 7 of us at that point, and we had to pick out a piece of jewellery. And the idea was to give it back to the audience member. And I thought, "Oh my God, how am I going to do this?" Can you believe I was the only one in the history of the one that's done that? I was able to walk with that. I had a little ruby ring in my hand. I was able to walk with that ruby ring. It led me to where I had to go. I started reading this one woman very accurately, apparently. And then I heard a little voice say, "That's not the right woman. She's 2 up." And then I started to read her, and I was the only person. And I was just really thrilled that show made me go out of my comfort zone and do things I would never have normally done. Do I want to do them in life? No. But it was an interesting show, and it was really good for me, for the fact that, well, it was voted by Australia. So Australia wanted me to win. And you've got to understand, when a whole nation wants you to win, it's like, wow, that was very flattering.
Well, you've actually got a Facebook following now, I believe. And so I just had a look at some of your videos, and you've got like 351 questions. How do you get through all the questions that people ask?
I don't. It's impossible. When I do my Facebook, I do what's called Sunday Soul Sessions just about every Sunday. And what the idea of that is a lot of I don't do readings on Facebook. I cannot do readings on Facebook. To me, when you're on Facebook and you're just seeing words go past, you can't just connect to those words like in a millisecond and do what I do on stage. It's completely different. So I decided to use that platform to help people understand how the spirit world works, how to get through grief, what to do when family members ignore, all the things and all the problems that people have associated with death. And I think it's been a wonderful, wonderful platform. I try my hardest to try and answer every single question. And if I see something that's really big, I might talk about that the following week, because I think that it's important for me to help educate people in the best way that I can. There's so much misinformation out there, but basically the whole idea of what I do is I'm a medium. I can prove that the spirits exist, but I think that I can go that step further, because with my experience with grief and my experience in life, it would be a shame to waste it, you know. It would be just such a shame to waste it. So before I pass away myself, I want to chuck as much info out there as I can.
Okay, so how do people find you? I should ask, do we just type in Charmaine Wilson?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's easy.
If you want to get official, at charmainwilson.com.au, but yeah, just put in Charmaine Wilson, and I think you'll find a lot of information on me on the web.
Well, yes, and we've got the posters up around town here. Everyone, see?
That's a good one this year, eh?
Yes, very well done. I'm gonna have to ask you about your grey hair.
Oh
Has
my
it been a
God, I
grueling
know.
tour?
Yeah, I've been doing like touring for so long now, and what's happened is that because I started to go grey when my daughter died. My daughter died in a car accident when I was 22 and she was 4.5. And I remember the first time I saw grey, I think I was 22.6. You know? Oh, I thought the greys are coming. It was just such a shock. Before that, I'd already lost my brother, and the year after, I lost my grandfather. So by the time I was 23, I'd lost 3 major people, and that's when the grey started. And so I've been going all these years, dying the thing. And if any lady out there knows that this is about 1 hour and 30-minute freaking process every time you go. And I was finding that it was every 3 weeks. So one day I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to let it go against my hairdresser's wishes. And I'm glad I did.
Yes, I think it looks good. It gives
it's great.
It gives you the impression of wisdom.
Yeah, well, yeah, apparently, yeah.
Go figure.
Some people, the hair is fooling them all.
Got last question. Well, actually, it's not a question. We're actually running a competition to win 2 double passes to come and see your show. And so I'm going to put the link underneath. And so what we're doing is we're rewarding people by giving them a ticket if they spread the word. In other words, go out and share it with their friends. Let everyone know that you're coming to Gympie.
Yes.
And
That would
so
be wonderful.
That's happening. And I'm going to... Now, this is the last question. I see that you've got 2 books as for sale. Or it's,
3 books now.
3 books. Okay.
I've just written the 3rd book. My first book is called Spirit Whispers, and that's about my how I became a medium. So that's my story about development. My second book is called Spirit Children, Life Goes On, and that's about my successes as a medium up till just after the One. So the One's included in that, the television show. My 3rd book is called The Healing Art of Spirit, of Love, Loss, Life, and the Afterlife, and it's a little guide to get you through that 12 months of the first 12 months to 2 years of hard grief. It's everything that I've learned and everything I put on my Facebook page, all condensed into one book. So it's really good. I've also got a set of tattoo oracle cards that I've designed with Tennille Napoli, and a meditation CD. And Patrick's favourite, we've got a stubby cooler as well. He keeps doing it every year. They don't sell well. We end up giving them all away.
So, was it a DVD or a CD, did you say?
A meditation CD.
Oh, meditation CD, yeah. And it's called Heaven's Gates, is that right?
Heaven's Gate Meditation CD, yes. And it's called Heaven's Gate Meditation because over the years I've done a lot of workshops and things with different people. And one time I stumbled across this meditation where I could actually allow people the access to basically go up through the chakras and be in the actual spirit realms or where the souls meet. And a lot of people had a lot of success with that, actually having a little conversation in meditative state with their loved ones. It's very good for people to do that.
Excellent. Well, I think we better come to an end here. And
we could talk all day.
Yes, that's right. I know. I've got heaps of questions for you, but we better go. And people can click on the link and they can join in the competition, help us spread the word, and also they can go straight to the Gympie box office and buy the ticket. So
okay, and I'll put this on my page so other people can get a look.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Charmaine.
Thanks, Tony, and I'll see you in a week and a bit.
That's right, the 18th. Bye-bye.
Yes. Okay, bye.